Welcome back. This is the 711L Tools Flat End Everyday Carry Ratchet, and it's a fantastic accessory for your Leatherman multi-tool. Now, a quick disclaimer, 711L Tools sent me this product for free, and I do get to keep it or sell it at the end of the review, but my opinions are my own as always. So it comes in this little box, you can see here, and it has a little lanyard. Here is the lanyard on, and I personally wouldn't use a lanyard on it. It's a good little lanyard, that's great, but if I'm carrying this with me, I want to be able to use it quickly. This is a lot of work, and then if you have anything else on this, you have to, of course, make sure nothing falls out and then put it back together again. So I personally don't like the lanyard. As long as it takes that flat end bit, it will take this guy. Look at this. Boom. You can see here, I have the Leatherman bit driver, and it's quite tiny in comparison. Here's my surge. Surge is pretty big. You can see here, that's that guy. And I think this fits really well. There's good retention. The selector switch is relatively stiff. I think that's good. You can also see that when I do it, it moves the little bit there. So I don't know if that's something you care about, but I think the fact that it's stiff is good because when I'm using it, let's say I'm using that little tiny piece right there to turn it, it means that I'm not going to accidentally hit that. I think that's pretty good. The direction the switch is in is the direction things will tighten. I think that's great as well. I like when companies do that. I like the ratchet spinner piece, although it does feel relatively thin. I wish that the ratchet spinner piece, this black piece right there, was a little bit thicker and a little bit bigger just to be able to get your fingers on it a little bit easier. Here is a banana 4 scale. Please subscribe. Guess what? I wrote a children's book called Who Says Pooh? It's a funny read-aloud children's book about words in different languages that sound phonetically like the English word poo. Buying a book today helps support my channel. And also, you'd brighten up my day a whole bunch. Link is in the description. Now back to the video. Now inside here, you can see that it uses a spring clip for retention on either side, just in this direction. So at that corner and at that corner. The other two corners on either side do not have any retention. So if I'm using a regular bit, it's gonna retench pretty good. But if I'm using a Leatherman bit, which is what I'd probably be using with this, you can see here that in two of the directions, it doesn't stay in. But in the third direction, it actually stays in relatively well. So you just have to be cautious. I wish that there made little markings there on either side, but I feel like if you have a little red, let's say paint marker, you can do that. In fact, let's try that. I have a red paint marker. So here's my red paint marker. So I think that's another way that 711L Tools can improve this tool if they want, if they ever do another version. They've done a few versions of these. Is just make little markers where the retention bit is so that when I take out my Leatherman bit, I can get it in there right away and there's no guessing. There's no accidentally putting it there and then boom. You see, I can put it there. I know I'm going to be in the right spot. We're good, right? Get it in there. And now I can work it, baby, work it. Power bits that have this giant kind of ball detent here, they also do work and they will be retained, but they have a little bit more wobble than I would like. And I think that's fine. I think most of the bits actually have a little bit of wobble. Also, the ratchet drag feels relatively heavy. I don't think this is going to be something that you're going to be using on any kind of bolt that has like for computer stuff or something like that, that doesn't really relatively have a lot of friction associated with that bolt. I think because its size is so small, okay, if you're already carrying a Leatherman or something with a flat bit end like the Leatherman have and some third-party multi-tools now have, I think this is a no-brainer. And if you like this video, check out my review of the 711L Tools Flex Head Ratchet. Thanks for watching.